right, folks. We're going to see if things work out a little bit better here in Mesa today. The stream yesterday was really choppy. I did a little exploring. I don't know if there's a issue with my Scorebug app, but we're going to give it a go. Everything looks pretty smooth so far. Today we have the Las Vegas Storm, really good team, against the Arizona Kachinas 14U AA team. Girls looked pretty good yesterday. That Highland Hills team is really good. They beat us 5-2, but could have been worse. The shots on goal were tilted heavily in favor of Highland Hills. Of course, the ladies won the first game of the day against the Valley Thunder, 4-2. After giving up a goal on the very first shift, they battled back and played a great game. We are about ready to get going. This will be a tough test. I'm looking down at the goalies for the Storm. I'm not sure if we're going to see 72 or 14 net. 14 is going to fill up quite a bit of net. Looks like an athlete. Possible 16-year-old. We'll see. Minutes on the clock here in the first period, and it is go time. It'll be, it looks like, Claire Caro with Frankie Espino, Aspen Jones, Nancy Skelly, and Ava Sarcier to start the game off for the Goats. Looks like we have 5 on the bench over there, 10 skaters today. Puck is down. We are underway. Face-off sent into the Storm end. Claire Caro, hard in pursuit, battling for the puck, grabbed by Espino. Espino wheeling around the top of the zone. Over to Skelly. Pitches it in. Battled for. And sent back to neutral ice. Picked up by Sarcier. She backhands it forward. Looking for Jones, but it gets intercepted. Picked up by Skelly. Skelly up the right wing to Espedo. Espedo gains the red line and throws it in. Behind the net, Storm, swing and a miss on the breakout pass. And they get it back to center ice. D change for the Kachinas. Little Jackson out there now. Along with Harper Barton. Leighton Howard able to catch up to that chip in. Gia Jansen picking it up on her backhand. Through the neutral zone. It gets battled away. Sent in from behind the red line. That'll be no ice. One referee out on the ice today. A little interesting. Not sure if that's intentional or what, but having been around Arizona long enough now, I can tell you this is a pretty good ref. Lets the kids play, communicates really well. That'll be an icing. With 13, they're showing 39, yeah. All right, I've got a bad vantage point of our scoreboard here in the arena. There's a bunch of stanchions, so it's kind of tough to see it, but trying to get the best view for those at home. I'm in a tight little nook here, so I'm going to probably trip over my tripod multiple times today, but that's all right. Leighton Howard in to take the draw for the Kachinas. Oh. Face off one back to the blue line. In the corner. Skelly tying it up. Picked up. Oh, by Skelly again. Rimmed around to Jansen. Sent back in on net. Kicked aside by Brinley Pryor. Picked up by Harper Barton. Barton through the neutral zone. Down the right wing wall. And gets it into the zone. A little bit of a rough ride there. Puck comes up to neutral ice to Jones, and that'll be an offside. Jones taking the draw, wins it back to Riley Peterson. Sending it ahead, but intercepted by the Storm pass. Centering pass was behind the streaking forward. The puck will go into the corner. Gathered by Jones. Jones starting the breakout up the wall, trying to get it into a Espedo, gets caught in the ref skates, and the Kachinas will regroup. Jones pitchforks it out into the neutral zone, picked up by Espedo. Espedo. Outside inside move there. It's not. Here comes the Storm through center ice. We got our second ref. Our second ref just showed up. How about that? I'd say that was a possible trip. I looked around for all the refs, and there was a second one all of a sudden. Kirk Carroll with the possible breakaway. Just kind of ran out of steam there. Gets sent in on goal. Covered. Goalie. Looks like 72 will be the goalie. For the Kachinas, it'll be Leighton Howard with Gia Jansen, Davis Sarcier, and Kelly. Face off, come back to Skelly, chip forward. Howard throws it in the corner. It's a forecheck, rimmed around, grabbed by Stuckey. Behind that, centering attempt, covered. Off down, one back by Howard, and the pass to the point was intercepted, knocked back to neutral ice by the Storm. Storm chipping it ahead into the Kachina zone. Behind the net, Skelly rimming it around to Jansen. Jansen working it up the right wing wall, and batted out by Howard to center ice. Storm cross ice pass gets knocked away by Jansen, picked up by Stuckey. Here comes down left wing. The puck, of course, the ice here in the mornings, the ice can be a little sticky. Get popped up prop. Puck to the point. Right. Picked up by the Storm again. Back to center right. Peter board. Gaining the red line. Throws it off of A glove on the bench there. 11:03 remaining in the first period. We'll have a center ice face-off. Puck is down. The arena clock, one of my tackles off in. It's set the clock for about 3 seconds after the whistle. So we differ a little bit. Puck's picked up. We're going to have a penalty coming here. Interference against Aspen Jones will go serve a minute and a half for interference. Offensive zone face-off coming for the Vegas Storm. It will be Howard, Jansen, Skelly, and Sarcier on the penalty kill for the Kachinas. We got a 2-minute penalty up on the board. That's weird. It's supposed to be a minute and a half. Puck covered by Brimley Pryor down by the net. I'm not sure what's going on here with the 2-minute penalty. Maybe they'll just let her out with 30 seconds left. I guess we'll see. Face-off won by the Storm. B to B. Thrown into the corner. Skelly picks it up. Wheels it behind the net. Out to the blue line. Shot from a distance. Misses the net. Wide left. Jansen battling for it on the half wall. Puck gets cycled down low. Skelly helping out. Centering in front of the net. Shot knocked away. Save made by Pryor. We had a block and then a save. Loose rebound in front. Swallowed up by Pryor right in the breadbasket. Big time save. We'll let the arena clock catch up with mine. There we go. From behind the net, the Storm trying to get it up to the point. Shot from a distance, save made by Pryor. I like the idea of giving the goalie a clean look from distance as Claire Carrio knocks the puck back into the Storm zone. Claire Carrio, 1-man penalty kill here, goes forehand, backhand, forehand, and eventually gets the puck knocked away. Here comes the Storm through center ice. Oh, good stick there by Peterson as the Storm is able to collect, but nice back pressure there by Lowell Jackson. Knocked that puck away. Storm reset the puck down below the goal line. Picked up by Peterson. Nope, Jackson. Rimmed around. Penalty to Aspen Jones is over. So it was a minute and a half penalty. They just put 2 on the clock. Puck comes back up to the blue line again. Oh! Shot from a distance goes over the head of Lowell Jackson and then dove down on Pryor. She was able to glove it away though. Picked up by Jones. Sends it in the offensive zone. Oh! Picked up by Jones. Shot was in the zone by the Kachinas. Jansen throwing it down. Behind the net, the Storm, they will rim it around. Up to the point, Sarcier. Ava Sarcier with the shot gets redirected towards the front of the net. Picked up by the Storm. Held in nicely though by Cassidy Stuckey. She throws it down below the goal line. The Storm breaking out and finally are able to clear their zone. Stepped on nicely by Leighton Howard as the Storm throw the puck down deep, retrieved by Skelly. Skelly behind the net, rims it around and out of the zone. The Storm will regroup, looking for everybody to tag up. Throws puck in, and they'll be offsides. Looks like we have an intentional offside, so we'll have the face-off back here in the far neutral zone. Face-off controlled by the Storm. Ahead to Peterson. Peterson sends it ahead, but into the shin pads of the Storm. Good back pressure there by Howard to knock that puck away. It looks like the Storm player might have caught an edge as well. Went down. Battle for it in the low slot. Spun and fired on net, gathered by Pryor. In this arena scoreboard, they seem to wait about 2 to 3 seconds after the puck is dropped every time to start the clock, so mine gets quite a ways ahead. Puck battle for in the corner, up to the high slot, shot from a distance, punched away by Pryor. Second attempt knocked away, clearing attempt gathered, and then finally gloved down by Brandon Pryor again. Multiple attempts there for the Storm, but Pryor was up to the task on each. She's played great this weekend. Faceoff is down. Aspen Jones wins it back to the corner to Nancy Skelly around, looking for Espedo. Espedo on the half wall, picking it up and working it up the boards. And finally, the puck comes the length of the ice. We're gonna have a delayed icing coming up. Icing is the call as Claire Carroll gets tangled up with one of the Storm defensemen. It will go back down to the far end. It'll be Leighton Howard, Cassidy Stuckey, Ava Sarcier, Harper Barton, and Nancy Skelly on the ice for the Kachinas. Puck battle for in the neutral zone. We hear the Storm come back into the zone, back pressured by Howard, tipped away by Skelly. Good defense there. A shot on goal blocked away by Pryor. Batted to the corner. Skelly will retrieve it behind her own net. Picked up by the Storm. Up to the blue line. Shot from a distance through the legs of Stuckey. Gets redirected by Howard. And eventually controlled by the Storm. Shot. Picked up by the Storm. It hit about 3 sets of skates there. And a little puck luck, maybe. And the Storm were able to put it home. It was 1-0. Faceoff down behind the Kachinas end, trying to break it out, picked up by Aspen Jones. Jones down the left wing, low along towards the 5-hole. It's 8-8. Shared by Aspen. Jones, Espedo, Caro, Peterson, and Jackson on the ice for the Kachinas. Again, we got some communication going on here between the ref and the players. We'd like to see it. Does a good job explaining the game. So it's getting thrown out. I don't know why, but faceoff is one. Oh, clean win. Espedo to Jones. Jones, surprise shot on net. Oh, we got the announcer for Prescott last week. This guy's awesome. Ooh, puck comes in on net. Bobbled and eventually covered. Faceoff is down. Oh, gathered in front. Stuckey wasn't able to get lumber on it. Good pick on the chip forward, but here comes the Storm. Out of their own end, Skelly retrieving the puck. We got a delayed penalty coming up. Storm goalie was heading to the bench. We're gonna have a hook on Cassidy Stuckey. Faceoff will go down at this one. half on the penalty board. Kachinas are able to get the puck out to center ice. Here comes the Storm down Main Street. Shot gets blocked and covered by Pryor. Faceoff comes back to the point. Shot from a distance. Save made by Pryor again and covered. Let's do it again. It's like Harrow, Barton, Skelly, and Sarcier on the ice for Kachinas. Puck is cycled down low, intercepted by Nancy Skelly. Rim around attempt gets pinned against the wall. Back to the center of the net. Battled aside by Sarcier and eventually covered by Pryor. And we've got a little pleasantries exchanged down in front of the net. Howard, Jansen, Jackson, and Peterson on the ice for the Kachinas. Puck worked up the wall by the Storm. Thrown back down low. Back to the point. Shot from a distance gets blocked in front. And then deflected up in the air. Lands behind the Kachinas net. Worked up the wall but held in. Back down below the goal line into the skates. Batted away by Peterson. No, Jackson. Storm send it back down. Below the goal line. Peterson rims it around. Looking for Jansen, and eventually picked up by Howard. Ahead to Jansen. Here come the Kachinas down the left wing. Jansen pulls up and goes back to Jackson. Jackson looking D2D for Peterson. Peterson working up ice, cross ice. Howard over to Stuckey, and Howard throws it in. Battled for. In the skates, backhanded towards Jansen. Jansen throws. Rimmed around by the Storm, held at the point by Peterson. Peterson throws one towards the net, but loose in front, kicked over into the corner. Storm gather it, and they will send it ahead into the Kachinas zone, gathered by Jackson. Jackson behind her own net. Or inside breakout pass up to Peterson. Into the neutral zone, Stuckey. Shuffleboards it ahead. Held at the point by Stuckey, and will send us forward. Rolling puck down in on net. That'll be an icing. Ozone face-off coming up for the Kachinas. Jones, Caro, Espedo, with Sarcier and Skelly. Face-off, clean win, back to Skelly. Shot from a distance, gets redirected in front. Jones centering pass out of the reach. Espedo did a side, but the Storm are able to clear it back to center ice. And eventually thrown in to the Kachinas zone. Backhand swat by Skelly over to, well, Skelly ends up picking up the Reese puck actually. It was deflected. Gathered by Espedo. Espedo reverses courses. Frankie Espedo through the neutral zone. And up speed. Down middle. What a shot on net. Save was covered by Aspen Jones, Claire Caro, Frankie Espedo, Bradley Peterson, Noel Jackson on the ice. Face-off controlled by the Storm up to the point, held in by Peterson. And the Storm gather it. Coming up ice into the skates. Frankie Espedo gathered by the Storm again. They get the line, throw it all the way in, just under the ceiling. four in the corner. Peterson giving up about 5 inches in height there. A good battle. Down behind the net. Into the front, low slot shot. Deflected off the post. Out! Wow. Fortuitous there. I believe that hit a stick. Redirected up over the shoulder of Pryor. And off the bar. Gathered again on the half wall. Claire Carroll looking for the headhand pass to Espedo. Frankie Espedo down the street. Going towards the net, but it rims her. Off the half wall, held in by Howard. 1 against 2. Leighton Howard backing while everybody kind of stands around. And eventually the puck will come behind the net. Pressure to Kachinas. Attempt by the Storm. Davis RCA throws it down low. Howard pursuing it into the corner, up the wall, to the point, held by Skelly. Skelly sends her right back where it came from. Oh, low rebound opportunity by Sucky, who controls the puck behind the net. Centering pass, it was just 2-6, and it was right out of the reach. Looked like Barton and Howard were both there, but it split the difference. And here comes the Storm back into their zone. Oh, we got a good collision there. Picked up by Harper Barton down the right wing. Backhands it. Oh, trying to get it in the zone, but it hits a skate. And here comes the Storm. Uh-oh. 1-on-1. Inside, outside. Shot blocked it away by Pryor. Great save by Brindley there. 30 seconds left in the period. Trail at 1-0. They've definitely been outchanced by the Storm by hanging tight with this really, really good team. Pass goes low to high. Blue line shot from a distance. Caught. Save. Made by Brindley Pryor. Brindley Pryor has not been giving up a lot of rebounds this weekend. Those pucks are hitting her and sticking to her. 14 seconds remaining in the first period. Storm still clinging to a 1-0 lead. Puck is down, battled for by Jones. Down low along the goal end behind the net. Centering attempt, and Pryor is able to get her paw on it. And with 5 seconds remaining in the first period, we will have one more face-off to the left of Brindley Pryor. Jones, Espedo, Caro, Jackson, and it's like Peterson out there. Puck sent towards the front of the net. Backhand shot, saved, made, and held. And that will do it for the end of the first period. Yes, we will start a new period. We will add 15 minutes to the clock. All right. Kachinas definitely had chances there in that first period. Just couldn't quite put any home. The Storm, like you said, out-chancing the Kachinas for sure, but really has looked really good in that so far. I don't want to jinx it, but the feed has looked much better today. Not any chops so far. Of course, I'm probably just jinxing, of course. Shout out to Rampage over there in our penalty box today for the Kachinas. He's a beauty. Howard, Stuckey, Jansen, Jackson, and Peterson to start the period. Of course, I got a phone notification right as I tried starting the clock, but it looks like it started anyway. Battled for back in the Kachinas end, behind the net. The Storm coming away with the puck, working it up high slot. This is their captain. Shot over the top of the net. Held in by the Storm. Back into the low slot area. Battled by a couple of different Kachinas. Over into the corner, centering attempt again. Backhand shot. Pitched over the top of the net. We'll gather that one in the corner. Sending it up to the point, but not out. Oh, dangerous shot for the point. Leighton Howard got a glove on it, deflected it wide of the net, but also fooled Pryor a little bit. Fortunately, that one just missed the left post. Into the corner, battled for Riley Peterson over into the corner, battling. The Storm backhand shot from the top of the circle misses the net. Getting some sustained offenses. Storm, we're gonna have a whistle. Looks like we're gonna on the Storm. If nothing less, we could get the puck out of the zone there. The Kachinas were hemmed in there for a hot minute. So Kachinas going to the power play. Aspen Jones, Claire Caro, Frankie Espedo, Lowell Jackson, and Bradley Peterson on the ice. Puck was down, one back by Aspen Jones to Jackson. Jackson over to Espedo. Espedo top of the point, or top of the circle, misses the net wide left. Puck is batted towards the net front, gathered by the Storm, sending it up the point, but it gets deflected out to neutral. And she was offsides. We'll have a center ice draw. Clean face-off win by Jones was all the way back. Like that one and start the breakout behind the net. Board side over to Espedo, touch pass up to Jones. It's deflected off of the stick and they forward to center ice by Frankie Espedo. To Caro. Caro getting it forward, but chipped back by the Storm, gathered by Jones. Aspen Jones across the center red line. Gets the puck deflected away, and the Storm will send that one back in. Jackson retreating. Rims around behind the net. Caro up the half wall. Coming through the neutral zone. Claire Caro drops it back to Espedo. Or no, to Jones, I'm sorry. Shot in on net. Deflects in off the goalie up and hits the ceiling. Good mustard there by Jones on that shot. Low zone face-off coming. Howard, Jared, and Sarcier and Skelly on the ice. Puck is won by Howard back to Skelly. Shot from the distance, misses the net wide left. Picked up by the Storm, and they're going to just send it the length of the ice. That's going to be an icing. Not even going to turn the camera for it. So we'll do it again. So 13 seconds left on the power play. Looks like the arena board shows 17. But my power play timer has never really kept up. Puck is down. Storm collecting the puck behind their own net, rimming it around. Pinched down by Skelly, but the puck comes out to center ice. Howard picking it up, goes back to Sarcier. Sarcier ahead to Barton, out of her reach, and the penalty to the Storm is over. Almost too many there on the Storm, but nobody played the shot from a sharp angle, save made by Pryor. In low, another shot attempt. This is the net wide. Rim around, picked up by Skelly. Forward, but held it. Got that one back below the goal line. Battled for by Sarcier. Puck is shipped behind the net, picked by Skelly. Skelly rims it around, just out of reach. In towards the net, deflected by Howell. And the puck trickles on net. Pryor. 33 remaining in the period. Jones, Espedo, Caro, Peterson, and Jackson on the ice. Puck into the Kachinas defensive zone, but Caro coming away with it. Caro Offsides. They'll move at the blue line there, and Speedo is able to get ahead of the play into the zone. Here's your zone face-off coming up. Clean face-off win by Aspen Jones, and Jackson sends it ahead, but not into the zone. Battled for on the wall. A little sword fight there with and the sword fight's going to result in coincidental minors. Both players will go sit for a minute 30. We'll play 5-on-5. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Aspen's a great. So it'll be Speedo and Stucky. But Peterson sent into the Kachinas end. Gathered Jackson up the ball, up to Carroll. Battling for it. And the Storm were able to back down to the corner again. Ooh, centering attempt into a dangerous area. Shot, save made by Pryor, and she's able to cover it. Big save by Brinley Pryor there. She's been dynamite so far. D-zone face-off. So they got Howard, Martin, and Jackson coming out for the forwards. Face-off. Shot point. Sharp angle. RCA trying to chip it out. Leighton Howard gathers it. Getting it out, but not out of the zone. Back in by the Storm. Nancy Skelly battled for it in the corner. Storm will send it right back down. Skelly in the corner up the wall. Out of the reach of Jansen and sent back in by the Storm. Got to get a little more mustard on these clearing attempts. Cycle down behind the net into the corner. Again, Vegas able to hold the zone, sending it back down below the goal line. We are playing 5-on-5, but this looks like a power play. Puck picked up by Howard, gets the puck knocked off her stick. Skelly clears it to the sideboards. Jansen battling for it, but unable to get it up, out. Again, Storm. Hold the puck. Nope, no penalty. Got a little stick on the skates and the player went down. Gia battled for it. Again, the clearing attempt. Finally, the Kachinas are able to get the puck out of the zone, but it'll go for an icing. Holy. The good news is the penalty over for the minors. So they will send Jones back out there. Jones, Caro, Speedo, Jackson, and Peterson on the for the Kachinas. Oh, this referee is a stickler for mouth guards. That's right. So he's just staring down the Storm defenseman until that mouth guard is back in the mouth, and they're going to throw the centerman out of the circle for that. Puck is down. Cross, but nobody was there. Battled for in the corner. Gathered by a Speedo. Over to Jones. Jones breaking the puck out. Up the right wing wall. Aspen Jones throwing a shot in from distance. Bobbled by the Storm goalie. And the puck is cleared to the corner. Storm were able to get it back out to center ice though. Getting it over to Peterson. Chip forward. Into the Kachinas end. Goal line. Speedo picks it up. Rims it around. Jackson. Speedo picks it up. Frankie Speedo chips it off the wall to herself. Battling for it. In from the low circle. Sharp angle shot. Oh, didn't have my camera over there, but Save was made and held. 8:33 remaining in the second period. Howard with Skelly and Sarcier. Puck is down. Storm trying to chip it out, and they will get it out of the zone through center ice. 1v1 with back pressure coming, knocked away nicely by Ava. Sarcier up by Howard. Leighton Howard skating down the right wing. Gains the blue line and throws one down towards the net. Behind the net, Storm picking it up, breaking that up the right wing wall, and chipped out. Skelly retrieve. Sent it back towards the center red line. Storm gather the puck at the blue line. Stand the play up. And the Storm were offsides there. No changes for either team. Goes down. Face-off controlled by the Storm. Down and puck gets into the dangerous area. The net gets swatted into the corner. Picked up the half wall. This is control. Shot deflected. Rebound. Save. Whew. Jones, Espedo, Caro, Peterson, and Jackson on the ice. Face-off is down. Sent up to the plate. Held in. Picked up by Jackson in the net. Rimming it around to Espedo. Espedo pitching it ahead. Got out of the zone. Shot from a distance. Gets blocked in front of the net. And Peterson sent to the corner. Behind the net again. Peterson picks it up. Moves it around. Looking for Caro. Caro. Backhand pass cross ice behind Espedo. But out of the zone. Frankie Espedo pressuring. Puck comes back. Aspen Jones shot from a distance. It's blocked down in front. Picked up by the Storm. Chipped around and good pinch down and hold by Peterson. As she takes a seat on the ice. But battling still. Puck is in the skates. And finally it is fire pokered. Low to high. Caro shot scores! Frankie Espedo! From the distance. Blue line rip. I heard a little ting. That's a Bardowski. Nice rip there by Frankie. So with 6:35 remaining in the second period, Kachinas tie it up 2-2. Off the face-off, puck is battled for into the Storm's end, but eventually they're able to clear it back to the neutral zone. Jackson pitching it forward. That was Caro and Peterson break. Oh boy. Kachinas grabbed the momentum and then unfortunate breakaway, just kind of a little bit of a defensive breakdown there. And then Storm were able to put it right over the shoulder of Brinley Pryor. It was a good shot. .558 remaining in the second period. Jones, Caro, Espedo, Skelly, Sarcier on the ice. Face off one back to Skelly. Skelly gets it ahead to Caro. Gains the blue line. was a Speedo from Caro and Peterson. From the Kachinas goal. It was an unassisted goal there by the Storm. Puck is down, pitched into the far by the Storm. Battle for and grabbed by a Speedo. Speedo up the wall, trying to chip forward to herself, and it's swatted down by the Storm. And they will continue. Joe shoots it. Oh, look at the top. It's right to the point there. He throws picked up. A little dangle there. And Jones is able to corral it. Up to Caro. Clear Caro down the left wing. Has some speed, gets the puck knocked off her stick, but she was able to kick it forward to herself. Down behind the net. Shot, backhand attempt on net. Good save. Rim back around. Held by Skelly. Skelly into the corner. Skelly throws it, trying to get it net front, but it's deflected by the goalie back behind the net. Rimmed around, picked up again by Caro. Caro's everywhere on this shift here. Storm coming away with it, rim it around behind their net. And out. Oh, chip. Oh, that was one of those lucky offsides. Chip back into the zone. Otherwise, that could have been an off to the races situation. 4:16 remaining in the second period. We'll have a neutral face-off coming. Thrown forward by the Storm. The Storm come away with it, hitting it down into the corner, and it's reversed up to Barton. Barton throws it ahead to the neutral zone. Gathered by the Storm, D to D gets knocked down. Ooh, almost an opportunity there. Gia Jansen knocking that puck down and almost had an opportunity. Here comes the Storm back down into the corner. Bradley Peterson using that body. Oh, puck is up in the air off the shoulder. Juggled and eventually caught in the catching mode. We will have a D-zone face-off coming up for the Kachinas. Puck down. Face-off. Down low into the corner. Behind the net. Centering attempt low to high. Gets backhanded towards the low slot and swatted over the sidewall. Picked up by the Storm in the corner, low below the net. Fire doesn't have her stick. Oh, centering attempt right in front into the crease. Here comes Superman diving across this crease to smother the puck. What a save by Brindley Pryor. Sorry if you've heard that one this weekend. 3:20 in the second period, leading 2-1. Jones, Caro, Speedo, Skelly, Sarcier on the ice for the Kachinas. Got this down. One by Jones, but it's deflected back to the point. Shot from the point by the Storm, misses the net wide. Battled for in the corner, Skelly. Pick it up. Another cross crease pass shot. That was a good pass and shot. It's now 3-1 Storm. It's good D by Nancy Scully to knock that puck off, but everybody kept following the original puck carrier while the puck went over to the corner. The Storm player was able to swoop in, pick it up, and everybody just kind of got disjointed. Left the winger wide open on the far side. Good pass, good shot. Puck is down. Picked up by Caro. Carrying it into the zone, but it's deflected away. Held at the blue line by Skelly, but now Speedo sending it across ice to Caro, throwing it into the zone. Aspen Jones pursuing. Down the right wing, throws it towards the net. Save made and covered. Puck battle for on the far wall. Jansen down to Howard. It's like Peterson getting her stick in there as well. Shot went towards the net, but blocked behind the net. Storm breaking it out, pinched down by Jackson, and the Storm will just chip it back to center ice. Peterson picking it up, throwing it far outside of the reach of Jansen. Storm, and backhand centering attack. Keep the center. Below the goal at Bradley Peterson rims it around over to Stuckey. Cassidy Stuckey trying to get it out of the zone. Holes over the defenseman. The Storm were able to throw it back in. Picked up. Oh, we got a yard out there. Gloves on the ice. Shot right into the chest of Pryor. 1:49 remaining in the second period. Face off, won by the Storm, clean. Back to the point. Shot gets gathered. But it deflects in, rolls off her glove behind the nets. Pryor saw that one all the way. He's the best. I'm not even sure what he saw right there, but he didn't like it, and he asked him to stop forcibly. Puck chipped ahead. Frankie Espedo down the right wing from the corner, top of the circle, I should say. Thought was blocker to side. This line's looked really good today. Just playing hard, physical hockey, moving the puck around. Battle for in the corner. Aspen Jones is down there by the Zamboni door. Can't really see through the plexiglass down there. Puck comes into the low slot, loose but picked up by the Storm. Storm trying to exit the zone, and they finally will get it to center ice. Sent into the Kachinas end. Sarcier, D to D, Skelly off of the stick, back ahead to Espedo. Espedo pushes it forward. We're going to have a penalty for slashing. Alrighty. Minute 30 on the power play clock for the Kachinas. Kachinas trailing 3-1. This is a chance to maybe get back in the game here with the power play goal. Howard, Jansen, Stuckey, Jackson, and Peterson on the ice. Face off, controlled by the Storm, bringing it up the left wing wall. Directed into the corner there. Shot looks like deflected in behind the net, picked up by Howard, up to Jansen. Jansen gets it back to Howard. Leighton Howard through center ice with speed, coming down the right wing. Using that frame to fend off the defender. Shot from a distance. This is the net wide left. Right there by Leighton though. Storm trying to get it out of the zone up to the point. Pinched down by Peterson, who holds it. Jansen battling for it on the half wall. Whacking at it. Howard whacking at it. Back to Peterson again. Looks like it was tried to go deep. Great back check and pressure there by Jackson. That's going to be the end of the period. Woo! Lucky. So the Kachinas will start the third period with 44 seconds of power play time remaining. All right, puck is down. Starting the third period out. Into the Kachinas end. Gathered by Espedo, cross ice, picked up by Caro. Caro down the right wing. Through center ice. She is going to gain the blue line. Oh, line there. Is down. Controlled by the Kachinas. D to D starts. Skelly gains down low to the corner. Turned around, held at the point. Skelly, top of the circle, shot from a distance, hits somebody in front. Backhand attempt by Jones, just deflected over the crossbar. Good look there. The low to high. Sarcier shot from the point along the ice, deflected. Espedo in to Jones. Jones on her back, and the Storm are going to send out the length of the ice. Power play is over for the Kachinas, but we will have an icing. Back to center ice by the Storm. Good back check there by Skelly. Oh, centering pass. Shot over the shoulder. Good rip right there. What a shot. Not much to do about that. Good puck over by the Storm. And a snipe. Top shot. 4-1 Storm. All right. Now the Kachinas got their work for them. This is a really, really good team that they're playing. We're going to have a penalty right off the face-off. Leighton Howard was tripped up. Number 29. We'll get our minute 30 penalty timer up there. Face off to the point. Peterson across to Espedo. Espedo high slot gets all the way through everybody. The save made and covered by the Storm. Ripped there by Frankie Espedo, who is filling up the stat sheet this weekend. Jones in to take the face off. Jones, Caro, Jackson, Peterson, and Espedo on the ice for the power play. Storm gather the puck off the face off. Blue center ice. Chipped into the zone. Gathered by Frankie Espedo. Winding it up behind the net. Espedo up the middle of the ice. Battling for it. Puck knocked off the stick. Or I should say, headband pass up to Caro. Down into the corner. Held at the blue line. Oh, just outside of the blue line, I guess. Probably true. Face-off controlled by the Kachinas. Back to Peterson. Cross ice. Up to Espedo, to Jones. Jones is going to get it in. Below the line. Storm retrieving. Ball. stepped up on by Speedo, but the puck goes out to center ice. Pitch forward into the Kachinas end. Gathered by Speedo, who backhands it up off the glass. Around, looking up for Caro. Picked up by Caro. Player Caro up the left wing wall, chipping it ahead, looking for herself. And the puck gets cycled back to center ice. Jones sends it in. Behind the Storm net. Barber pressuring the puck. Chipped up. Jackson and it's picked up by the Storm. Headman pass, one-on-one, shot from a distance over the top of the net. Weird bounce off of the stanchion behind the glass, or behind the net, I should say. A shot from a distance right into the stomach. Gonna be higher. Face off back to the point. Shot deflected wide of the net, grabbed by Howard behind the net, and then taken away. Ooh, during attempt, but made it through everybody up to the blue line. Shot from a distance, gets redirected in front. Save made by Pryor. Deflected behind the net. Battled for it. Skelly. Howard battling for it. Pass across. Good eat there by Nancy Skelly right off the shin pads. Puck goes over into the corner and chipped out of the zone by Howard. Storm trying to regroup it up the center of the ice, but it's out of everybody's reach, back into their own end. That was Sarcier who threw it up the half wall. Gathered by the Storm, shot right into the red basket again. Prior. 11-13 remaining. We'll have a D-zone face-off for the Kachinas. Face-off. Won by the Storm back to the point. Pressured by Caro. It goes back down to the Storm winger, who had the puck knocked off their stick. Aspen Jones with speed down the right wing wall. Trying to get it ahead to Espedo, but 3 feet. And it gets chipped back to center ice. Right to Espedo gathering the puck. Looking at the wall for Jones. Aspen Jones trying to get it ahead to Caro and Will. There, Caro down the middle. Good move. Ooh, good back pressure there by the Storm. Looks like we got a hand pass. Here comes the Storm up the right wing. Oh, dangerous pitch by Peterson, but great recovery by Jackson to send the play over into the corner. Battle for down by the Zamboni door in the corner. Riley Peterson. Oh, centering attempt right to the net front. And that was chipped up over Pryor's shoulder in for a goal. Remaining in the third period, so take the 5-1 lead. Yeah, really, really good team. As you can kind of see, the ice has been tilted most of the team is battling hard, though. One of their better efforts of the weekend here. One back. And the Storm were able to get it ahead. Partial breakaway. Inside, outside, great D there by Nancy Skelly to knock that puck away. Shot from the blue line over the top of the net. Sent back down below the goal line. Storm gathering it. Reversing course. Good D by Davis Sarcier. And that play down in the corner. For coming. Puck comes up to the high slot. Leighton Howard's going to grab that puck and throw it out of the zone. Storm will regroup B to D. Pressured by Jansen. And the Storm will get it back ahead. Skelly put the puck behind the net, reverse course, rims it around, look at Jansen. Gia Jansen working it up ice. Oh, control shot kicked away by Pryor. Go to high pass. Shot from the top of the circle gets deflected by about 3 sticks. Never makes it to the net. Controlled by the Storm at the point. Looking. Howard has the puck behind the net. Up the wall. Looking for Barton, but it does go out of the zone. So the Kachinas maybe going to go for a couple changes here. Headman pass by the Storm up to the center red line. Good step up there by Lowell Jackson. Puck comes back to Howard. Howard trying to throw it forward. It's stuck in the leg pads of a couple of different players, and now it's battled for on the far wall. Harper Barton, we're going to have a penalty coming up to the Storm. It looks like probably a cross check as Barton got smoked in the back. Will be the call. So I think they called roughing, but can't do that. Kachinas back to the power play. One more play. Jones, Caro, Espedo, Jackson, and Peterson on the ice for the Kachinas power play. Puck is down, work back to the point. Peterson down low, below the goal line. Rim around attempt. It's deflected. Espedo in the corner, picking it up, battling for it. Gets it down behind the net. Espedo, I don't know if that was a miss attempt. The save is made. Jones into the dot. It's off. Shoulder. Backhanded behind the net. Rimmed around. Held at the blue line by Peterson. Second for half wall. But eventually the teammate's able to help support. Oh boy. Here comes a partial breakaway. Good back pressure coming from Laurel Jackson though. Kicked aside by Pryor, gathered by Espedo. Up the wall. Looking for Carroll, but out of the reach. That's going to be an icing. 40 seconds left on the power play. The Kachinas will change. Puck going back to the point. Shot blocked in front on the way. Gathered by Sarcier. Ahead to Stuckey, who throws it ahead. Down around behind the net, into the corner. To the Davis. Net wide right. A good answer on that one. Shot from the point by Skelly. Gets deflected behind the goal line. Stuckey battling for it. Gets knocked off the puck. Good there by Howard to knock the puck back into the corner. Up the wall, and the Storm in across the blue line. Centering attempt, spin and fire gets blocked as RCA picked up by Howard up to the half wall and gets knocked off her stick. Here comes the Storm one more time. Ooh, close in shot goes up over the top of the crossbar. Battled for by Jansen, who's able to kick it forward up to the blue line, but held in. Penalty is over to the Storm. Both teams back to the 5-on-5. Battle for on the half wall. Howard gathers the puck behind the net. Rim around. Jansen. Back to Howard. Howard surveying. Over to Jansen again. Jansen taking it for a skate. Gia Jansen on her backhand. Oh, sent in and the Kachinas sides with 5:59 remaining in the third period. We'll have a zone face-off. Face-off by Jones back to Jackson, and then taking over the Storm. Riley Peterson is back there. Ooh, gets the puck knocked off her stick, in on net, and covered by Pryor. Jones out there for the face-off. Face off controlled by the up to the point. They throw it back in, down below the goal line. Out behind the net. It's bright. Again, getting up about 6 inches in height. And here comes Claire Carroll. The puck rims around. Carroll down the right wing. Nice toe. Backhand shot, save, rebound. Mosquito gets deflected behind the net. Centering attempt. Jones trying to get the speed in the low slot, but he gets. And here comes the Storm through center ice. Across the blue line. Peterson trying to get it up the wall. The Storm parents to my left are incredulous about an apparent missed call while they lead 5-1 with 5 minutes remaining in the game. Kind of a tough look, if you ask me. It is what it is. Carroll picking the puck up, trying to work it up the wall, but held by the Storm. Kachinas do something other than just sending it up the wall to get it out of the zone. It is being held almost every single game. Claire Carroll. Oh, it looks like coincidental letters, actually. We're going to get 2 minutes for roughing. All right, so we won't put the penalty clock up there. They'll remain 5-on-5. With 4:44 remaining in the third period. Face off is down. Rimmed around behind the Kachina net. Over to the half wall. Centering attempt intercepted by Sarcier. She sends it back to the neutral zone. Gathered by the Storm. Ahead. Across the blue line into the zone. Shot from a distance. Pryor easily gloves that one. And holds it. Barton into face. Puck comes back to the blue line. Shot from a distance gets deflected. Save made by Pryor. Rebound also saved by Pryor. For a whistle. I wish I had a shot tracker on here because I'm willing to guess Brindley Pryor probably has about 40 saves so far in this game. Solid effort. Vegas controls the puck. Shot from in close. Save and held by Pryor. I forgot to stop my timer. 4:10 with controlled by Vegas. Backhand centering attempt. Backhand shot attempt. Gathered by the Storm in the corner. Looking for a pass. Pokered away by Barton. Thrown to the net. Backhand shot attempt. This is the net wide right. Thrown back below the goal line. Gathered by Skelly up the wall. And out. Take it back. That was Barton that knocked the puck out of the zone. She'll go for a change. Good shift for Harper there. Shot in on net. It's deflected away by Pryor. Up the wall, Jones. Down the right wing wall. This Storm team is fast. They are just this team. Every time the Kachinas get a little bit of a rush, it is just engulfed by the backrasher. Cassie Stuckey down the left from a distance into the glove and center ice. Gathered by Bradley Peterson. Peterson trying to chip it back out of the zone. And the puck is gathered by Cole Jackson, who's set up down the left wing. Centering the corner. Trying to step it up on it, throwing it back down low. Lucky to get it toward that front, and unable to. Jones gathers it at the center red line and sends it. The zone. 2:28 remaining in the third period. Espedo looking for Jackson, but a little behind. And the Storm will gather that one. Across the center red line. Jones skating the puck up the left wing wall. She's going to throw it forward. We've got another little shoving match there. Well, that power and high spot was able to go by a speed up. Losing control of the puck. Uh-oh, Peterson fell down. But from her, Keister is able to play the puck and prevent a breakaway. Kachinas going for changes. Howard lose puck. Ahead to Barton. Sorry, to Speedo. Speedo across the blue line. Got back, held at the blue line by Howard. On the half wall. Sticks everywhere. Battled in on the half wall. Shot from the point. Sarcier gets, but not on net. Up to the point. Skelly off the side of the net. Saw a little ripple there. Howard pitches it down low below the goal line. Speedo, I think she was trying to flip it over the net from behind to the center there. She had Jansen in front of the net. Battled for in the corner. Howard, Gia Jansen, the twin. And finally, Vegas will send that one. Gathered to Kachinas end. No icing. Gathered by Sarcier. Tried chipping it back to the neutral zone, but it's grabbed by the Storm. Shot from in close, gets deflected away. Okay. David Sarcier picking up the loose puck. Headman to Jansen. And Gia Jansen is able to clear it back to center ice. Here comes the Storm though again. Across the blue line. High slot. Shot. Blocker by Pryor. We've got 9 seconds left. Storm were obviously going to hang on to win it, but what a battle by the Kachinas today. They played hard all the way to the final whistle as they still continue just to each other. Final score, Vegas Storm 5, Arizona 1. Whew. So I'm not sure when we play next. It'll be later this afternoon in some kind of matchup. I believe it's a win to play tomorrow type affair. If they don't win